In the heyday of humanistic psychology, two figures stood at its center: Abraham Maslow, with his hierarchy of needs culminating in self-actualization, and Carl Rogers, with his vision of becoming fully oneself. Viktor Frankl knew both. He admired both. And he believed that on one decisive point, both of them were wrong. The phrase self-actualization had captured the imagination of an entire generation. It promised that the highest human goal was to realize one's potential, to become, fully, what one could be. Self-help culture, much of modern therapy, and most of corporate human development still rest on this assumption. The good life is the actualized life. Frankl objected, gently but firmly. In his view, self-actualization was a real phenomenon, but it was always a side effect, never a goal. The person who aimed directly at actualizing themselves missed it. Like happiness, like sleep, like an erection, self-actualization could only be attained by attending to something other than itself. Why? Because the human being, Frankl argued, is constitutively self-transcending. We are not made to bend back upon ourselves. We are made to point outward, toward a task, toward another person, toward a meaning that calls us. When we attend to that beyond ourselves, we become ourselves. When we attend to ourselves, we shrink. He used the image of an eye. The eye is made for seeing the world. If you become aware of your own eye while looking, if you see floaters or feel the lid blink, your vision deteriorates. The eye is healthiest when it forgets itself in the act of seeing. The self, Frankl believed, is the same. It flourishes by forgetting itself in commitment, in love, in work, in service. The relentlessly self-examining life is the impoverished one. This put Frankl in tension with much of psychotherapy. Most therapy aims to deepen self-awareness, to expand self-understanding, to clarify the self. Frankl agreed these had value, but he warned of their excess. The patient who has been in therapy for 10 years, knows every contour of his own psychology, and is still miserable, is the patient who has confused self-knowledge with self-actualization. He has become an expert on himself and forgotten to live. The alternative Frankl proposed was self-transcendence, the orientation of the person outward, towards something that summons them. A task that needs them. A person who can only be loved by them. A truth that they can serve. The will to meaning was, for Frankl, identical to the capacity for self-transcendence. To find meaning is to find something larger than yourself to be answerable to. The implications run deep. The contemporary self-improvement industry promises a more fully realized self through inner work. Frankl would say, the inner work is real, but it is preparation, not destination. The point is not to perfect the self. The point is to forget the self in something worthy of it. Frankl himself lived this. He was, by all accounts, a man who paid little attention to his own ego, his own brand, his own development. He was preoccupied with patients, with the school he was building, with the ideas he was working out. He was, in his own framework, transcendent, and therefore, accidentally, actualized. The person who is asked who they really are and replies with a long description of themselves has missed the answer. The person who points to a task, a love, a calling, that person knows.